Right, I know I said last time I was going to do another video on 5G conspiracy theories, but let's face it, no sane person gives a toss about any of that crap anymore. Given the way a lot of people have been acting, you'd be forgiven for thinking that Black Lives Matter is simply a protest group standing against racial injustice and police brutality. You'd also be forgiven for thinking that all black people agree with them, and anyone who doesn't can only be a closet racist blinded by white privilege. Interesting.
Are you a supporter of the Black Lives Matter movement?
Am I a supporter?
Correct.
No, I'm not.
Black people can't accept the truth about themselves. Black people admitting to the truth is like them snitching on themselves, and black people have this no snitching rule.
This anti-cop sentiment from this hateful ideology called Black Lives Matter has fueled this rage against the American police officer. I predicted this 2 years ago.
The corporations, the schools, the churches, the people that have gotten behind Black Lives Matter, the organization, they think they're helping black people. They think they're showing support for black people, but actually it's the opposite.
It ranges between like 15 and 40, according to the Washington Post database of how many unarmed black people get killed per year, but it's more unarmed white people getting killed.
The idea that a racist white cop and shooting unarmed black people is a peril to black people is BS. It's complete and total BS.
Do you think we've made any headway?
I think it's more important to make headway in our own house. By the time the system comes into play, the damage is done. They're not locking up 7-year-olds.
There are a lot of black people in jail, but I tell you what, a lot of black people deserve to be in jail because of the crimes they commit in their neighborhoods.
If you ask me, I think they've been more destructive, more counterproductive than they have been doing anything positive in America.
If you're a good anti-racist, then you're thinking about the cops that kill black men in these scenes that we know about. But you're not supposed to think about the fact that so much more murder happens to men like that in their own neighborhoods.
Right now, we are in a society where we can't have a conversation because no one's willing to listen.
People are just shouting.
People are just shouting. People are walking down the street, hashtagging everything, but no one's listening.
In Chicago, which is a third black, a third white, and a third Hispanic, 70% of the homicides are black on black. About 40 per month, almost 500 per year last year in Chicago, and 75% of them are unsolved. Where is the Black Lives Matter on that?
To acknowledge this is happening, they have to face their own reality. And they don't want to do that.
As blacks, we need to ask ourselves why we have become so dependent on this delusion that we live in a society that is intent on keeping us down.
If you're a progressive, if you're a liberal, you want to keep race front and center in our national debates. Whether it's relevant to the discussion or not, you want to keep it front and center because you think it works for you politically.
Your racial identity is a passive thing. Your racial identity is not an agent of change. In fact, it's a delusion in which you can waste an awful lot of time.